What you doing?
I went for a walk in the garden and I made a flower arrangement.
You got all these from the garden?
Yes.
Well, we should just do a garden tour then.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Well, here we are doing a garden tour. So we're going to try and do a quick one. Ooh, look at the height of them lilies. Let's do a Nelly height test. Remember them guys? They were about 6 inches last video.
Crazy.
So they're coming in nice. Hydrangea, lime lights. Looking very limey. And look at this guy. Last video we did on this was the planting, I think. And they're much bigger.
Just a smidgen. They're a smidgen bigger than they were when you planted them.
Yeah, these are crazy. These grow like insane.
These are castor beans.
The castor beans, yes. I should know, I did the video on them.
This is their flower. Just if I can reach past the leaf. That's their flowers there.
These beautiful. Moving on. Limelight, hydrangea, blooming nicely. And you can see the contrast, looking great. Got some red chairs there. Newly planted Japanese maple. And we're not going to go there right now, but that takes you up to Nellie's garden with the hosta beds and everything. We've got the horseshoe garden. Nellie planted a ton of hostas in there in the last little bit.
I also planted this cute little tree that the rabbit keeps eating all the leaves off of.
Yeah, we have rabbit problems. Ooh, you got another castor bean in here. And the teacups. Teacups are looking nice. Looking full.
Yeah, and I haven't even bought flowers to fill them in yet.
We have a hydrangea wall here with your pinky winky.
That is Pinky Winky. Yes.
Looks very
Oh, no, it's Quickfire.
quick fire. Okay, quick fire.
I hadn't thought.
And those are the new smoke bushes we planted. Lilac, smoke bushes. We got a nice bed behind there. Maybe we'll kind of sneak back there. There is a woods walk in there, a nice path that goes in, but for the purposes of this video, we will just tell you about it. And here we are at Nellie's Rose Garden, flanked by...
The lilies were planted in a specific grouping order.
For colors?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look like you. It looks like you grouped the colors all...
Now they're just completely intermingled, so I think the squirrels have helped rearrange some things.
Squirrels do that.
I kind of like how they did it. It's very pretty.
So we got a bed of lilies and hostas around, and then inside an entrance to the rose garden. Look at these guys. Gigantor. Get down in there.
These are wedding
Let's see.
lilies.
Yes. They're still gonna come blooming, aren't they? Just
Stupid tall.
stunning. So behind me, we've got a wall of red cannas. Oh, there's a pink teacup sporting all sorts of stuff. And maybe we'll just take a quick peek back in here. Smoke bush. Canna crossings.
Canna crossing used to be tiny.
A huge hydrangea tree there.
It was so little when we first planted it.
And then we've got green cannas, red cannas, and a little path in behind there. You can make it through. We could make it through there, eh?
Sure can.
And behind all that, we have Nellie's favorite.
Tiger eye sumac.
Nellie hates the tiger eye sumac. I bought it, and this is the only place she would let me put it. It's hidden behind everything.
I hate sumac in general.
It's so far back that no one can see it, and that's the only spot that I was allowed to put it. Hydrangea, smoke bush, some sort of fruit, currant, black currant?
Black currant bush. It's ugly as all get out.
Yeah. Moving on. This is that new bed we did. So we've got the blue spruce. We've got lots of hostas. You saw Nellie preparing that bed, and flanked by another smoke bush. Canna bed here.
No, hosta bed.
That's what I said. Hosta bed. Rewind it and listen. Canna bed here. Canna bed here.
Canna bed here.
This guy hasn't figured out he's supposed to grow up.
What is this?
He
climbing?
just gets wider. He's
Hydrangea?
climbing hydrangea, yeah. With
Yeah.
a couple blades of grass.
Okay, so he's not a climbing hydrangea. He's just a hydrangea.
Oh dear. One of those windy days knocked part of my wisteria down.
Okay, so let's head back. I think on our way we get to see the agave Americana doing really well, and we just leave him outside. He just sits out there. We don't, so he gets rained on constantly. And the agave Americana variegata, very healthy, lots of new growth. So, and it rains
And her little baby's happy too.
crazy. It's been raining like almost every day for the past like 3 weeks.
It's been ridiculous. This is why you see lots of weeds in the yard right now, because it's been too wet to get out here.
I've done some weeding.
I don't like to get rained on.
So we have here the rock garden.
Definitely needs to get weeded.
We'll take a quick stroll through there. This is the path. We're going to put mulch, different color mulch to make it look like a path. Kind of hard to see because it's a little dark in here. It's got all sorts of,
cut some of those branches out.
yeah, it's got all sorts of stone crop and sedums and some sempervivums. It's looking pretty good. And the rose bush arbor. Peonies that's done its peonizing. So now it's just a bush. And is this peonies too, honey?
No, but it wants to pretend it is.
Weed.
Oh, look, the Rose of Sharon is putting up flowers on one side.
Yeah, it's very shady back here, so it's probably not a super fan.
Need to prune her back too.
And we got a new little bed we planted, smoke bush, some hostas, blue spruce, hostas. So it was just a 2-thing bed, and now it's like a nice little
This
bed.
hibiscus is getting all ready to flower.
Big hibiscus, a lot of hibiscus there. And we got another bed here. At the back you can see the echinacea.
Yes.
And then we've got a nice bed of all sorts of stuff. Hydrangea tree. And they've got this wall of hostas here. Smoke bush. Another hydrangea tree. We're coming up. This was that thing where we started, where it's got the hostas. It's the shape of the world, the hands holding out the world. And this is the English garden. Entrance by some nice white lions. And these are my buckets when I was doing the weeding. Proof that I weeded. You can see the paths. They're done so beautifully.
Clean the weeds out.
So we're in the English garden now. This is probably one of our oldest gardens here. could be 10, 12
Squirrels
years.
planted these lilies.
And these are tiger lilies.
And squirrels planted that lily.
Yeah, it's like it's got a lily in the middle of like no other lilies. It's like a geranium and a daylily, and then you've got a actual.
Planted this
Oh.
lily.
Yep. They do that. They pull out. They pull them out and think they're going to eat them later, and they just take hold.
And my garden gets filled in. Great.
And we've got Nellie's 3-tiered fountain filled with succulents, and they look like they're doing extremely well.
They've filled in quite a bit since I put them in there.
And it rains all the time.
Every day.
And they're not soggy and dying. They're just looking.
Well, that's why I took all the soil off them and put them in the bonsai mix.
So there's no soil in here whatsoever. Bonsai.
No, it's literally just this.
Just the bonsai mix. So it's kind of like stones, so it dries out quickly.
Sure does.
And that's why.
Thank goodness, or they'd all be dead.
Yeah, they'd be mush. Well, after, 3-4 weeks ago, they would have been mush.
Used to be a little bit more tree covered in here. I got a little handy with the chainsaw. All those little ones are next.
So we're now up in the. So let's take a look. We're high now.
Top of the
English garden. We can start to see. There we go. I'll give you a quick pan. And Canna Crossings was back on the other side there where that arbor was. And now we're going to just do a quick walk through up to the Enchanted Garden. Before we do that, I guess we can do a little pit stop in here. Yeah, this is kind of neat. These are all beds in the middle of the forest, like deep in the forest. And they're all stone walls. Put hostas in there maybe 3 years ago. And they're just paths in between. Oh, we've got some firewood over here.
I see that.
And all these little paths, you kind of go around. It's really kind of neat. And it's cool. So when you come in here, it's not the blazing sun. We'll come way back here. And we're coming into Sherwood Forest. And this right now, we've just got this planted our first year. So hostas in these hosta beds. And we're just going to let them grow in. I don't think we have any big plans for this right now, other than to let it grow, let them get bigger, and we'll slowly start filling it in. But there's a lot of hostas in this area.
See what happens every time it rains, guys? Like it's littered with branches on the ground.
There's the first gnome door, and power's hooked up now. Just got to bury the wires. And we're now in the Enchanted Garden. We've got most of the lighting done. We've got some more in the mail. And once that comes in, we can do a finished lighting video. Got lots more stuff that's coming in here, but it's coming. Nellie cleaned out a bunch of bushes. You probably trees.
You can still see some of the bottoms of the trees that I haven't moved yet.
But really nice in here, deep in the woods. Looking really good. Some gnome doors, lots of gnome doors everywhere. And as you can see, we're painting more mushrooms. Because we got another project that we're working on. Okay, we're just going to sneak through Nellie's jungle. Just a very, very fast tour, because Nellie just did a long, extensive video tour of Nellie's jungle. So this is a flyby. We're just doing a flyby, guys. Nellie's in the jungle. Hey.
The center of the jungle. Look, now you can't see me.
Where'd you go, Nellie? Nellie?
I'm hiding.
Nellie. So that's Nellie's jungle. Watch the video for that. Some crazy plants in here. And we are back in Nellie's garden. So these are doing well, these log planters. They're planters out of logs. Doesn't get much cheaper than that.
No.
Frugal Nellie, they call her.
Super organic. They're getting lots of nutrients.
The electrical's done here. The wires are buried. We've got some new mushrooms in here, some new tiki guys.
I cut down some more trees.
A ton of trees, not some more, like a whole forest. We're being invaded by a helicopter or something. Whew. There's the fire that we don't have a light on yet, but yeah, it's going to look really cool at night. We do have the power for it, so we're going to put a nice little light there. It's going to be really cool at night. This one is just awaiting lighting. That's all pretty much we need for Nellie's garden. The paths are done. It's walkable. We don't have, we haven't put dirt and plants in. That's probably next year, just because we've got too many jobs. But it's certainly ready to put some lights on and just enjoy it this year. Electrical's all working. We got tiki guys. Our Dave bench. And he's got a great view up here because, we're up high. And there's our gardens down there. And this is the hillside garden, which we built this year. And really what it is beds of rocks with hostas. A ton of hostas. Everywhere you look, hostas. Rocks, rock beds, hostas, all the way down the hill. Rock beds, hostas.
And trees that I haven't yet cut out.
Yeah, a lot of trees here. But this will be great when these grow in, because we split these hostas this year.
Yeah.
And maybe to the tune of 600 of them that we planted in the Enchanted Garden and here and Sherwood Forest. So we're just going to wait for a couple years for them to get really big, and then we can do more and see how much space they take and do some more stuff with this. So this is kind of neat.
Ooh, I can see the pumpkin patch.
Oh yeah, forgot about the pumpkins. Just going to come down here and then turn around so you can see kind of the walls, see the beds. Okay, and Nellie's gone over to, I asked her for some pumpkins. I said, I want the great pumpkin. So.
Pumpkining.
What?
Pumpkining.
I don't see any great pumpkins.
Well, the flowers will eventually be pumpkins.
Well, I don't see any pumpkins.
God, I planted them late.
So we might have little, those little pumpkins, the gourds. We might have some gourds. Gourd-sized pumpkins. Okay. Oh yeah, we didn't do that one over there. Oh, so we got this bed here. This is about 3-4 years old.
One that I moved the endless summer hydrangeas into because they hadn't flowered since I bought them.
And then boom.
4 years later, I put it in another bed and it's got a big old bloom on it.
Yeah, stuff comes in and out of this bed quite often. And our last bed that you haven't seen, just so you can see where we are, there's the sun gardens over there. And we've got a shade garden, or kind of a shade garden, that we did this year. With nice rocks. All the rocks come from our property. We dig them up.
Yes.
So all these walls that you see, nothing's imported. Everything's from this property. We just get a shovel and dig it out of the ground, put it in a wheelbarrow, bring it here, and build a wall.
I broke my shovel doing that. I need a new one.
Yep. So anyway, this last bed. And this is a nice hosta bed, first year. So it's a first year bed, so it's kind of immature. Give it a few years, it's going to be the bomb.
Sure is.
So what do you got to tell our people?
Oh, people, you gotta like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and have a fabulous day.